Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Play Slay the Spire. Before we get started on the daily today, I wanted to ask, as I look at yesterday's score, I'll take a look at my life and realize there's nothing. 194 is pretty good. NL deserves better. Well, check it out, buddy. Better than you. By 2 whole points. Some people have said, hey, I'm getting a little sick of the dailies, despite them always being different. We've seen enough of them that we see the same kind of permutations show up, or very similar permutations show up. They get too powerful, too fast. It would be cool to do ascension runs. What do you think? Let me know. Comment below. Ascension, harder, a little samier, but also a greater test of skill, for sure. We could do daily ascension. We could do ascension and then go back to dailies after we finish up to level 20 or whatever ridiculous level they're at now. I'm not really worried about it. I'm willing to play whatever people want to see played. Because I love Slay the Spire. Hold up. Shiny. Okay, so we have the rare deck. Certain Future is always dangerous. Binary is also terrible. I have a feeling a lot of people were not too happy with today's daily. This is not a typically this is like Shiny is sometimes considered annoying. Certain Future is always considered annoying, and Binary some people consider like the worst conceivable upgrades. So probably that would not be anybody's favorites archetype here. Now, unfortunately, I should have played Corpse Explosion, I guess, but obviously we are going to get the kill here easily. The scores on the daily... Oh, thank you. The scores on the daily were pretty good. Not absurdly incredible, but, like, pretty decent in the whole scheme of things. You know what? We could have Storm of Steeled. And then with After Image, we would have had enough block. Not that we needed anyway, because we killed the guy that was doing the damage. Alright. How am I going to not take 10 damage? I could murder you. 9 plus 15 doesn't quite get us there. With Envenom, it almost gets us there. I think we got to do this, and then Malaise and hope for the best. 1 damage, no big deal. I'm not too worried. Against an elite, I'll try to stop you from doing that damage. Against a non-elite, I don't care. Leg sweep, dodge and roll. We'll take leg sweep. Think we need more damage? I have no idea what we're going to build this deck into, obviously, but more damage seems very, very appropriate. Storm of Steel will not get a kill. You could burst leg sweep, and then this dude is going to be weak for 4 turns, which allows us to do a lot of damage. The Jawworm is a pain in the butt. I want to die. That sounds like Simon and Garfunkel singing a song about what happens when your team loses in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals in 2011. This is a tough one. We can take 1 damage if we play Wraith form. We can take 5 damage, but get some damage done. This way. You know what? I think we'll take 5 damage, get some damage done. Doesn't bother me too much. Definitely draw. Definitely After Image and draw. And this is Doppelganger's work right here. This is very helpful. So Envenom. Last Knife. Now we got to think about it. 2 poison. Okay, so give you 6 poison. And now Unload kills you. So there was probably a path for Storm of Steel as well. Unnecessary, though. I am leaning towards Shiv build a little bit, just because we have the rare Storm of Steel. This might be my favorite encounter, if you have an Explosion Potion. If you don't have an Explosion Potion, well, frig you is basically what the game is going to tell you. I think we can skip that one. We have our first Elite coming up. I'm a little, with an Attack Potion, I'm actually not that concerned, to be honest. I think we'll do this, and then a Cloak and Dagger just for some damage. You probably could have played Tools of the Trade as well. After Image. I'm gonna burst into a Malaise. We still take 4. I'm willing to throw this out here just so maybe we can smith instead of rest if the elite fight goes well. I was playing Slay the Spire yesterday. I'm sure you're probably getting to the point where you're a little tired of hearing me say that, but it's the dang truth every single time, dude. Didn't beat any runs in Ascension, but I got close. It's the second floor. I'm learning the more Ascension I play, that second floor is no joke. First floor, things usually go pretty okay. I don't want to brag, but, you know, obviously I'm pretty good at the game. I mean, I came 194th or something yesterday. Quick, name the 194th best tennis player. Of course you can. It's because he's a household name. How do we do this? I think we'd probably start with an attack and see what we get. Glass knife is fine. I mean, here's what I'm thinking. Bullet time. After image. Glass knife. Corpse explosion, I gotta think. It's 6, 5. It's enough damage to be worth doing, I think. Obviously, cloak and dagger is a shiv. And then this will weaken him for 1 turn. Doppelganger does nothing, so we'll just very quickly get 1 more shiv. It's a little on the weak side. We only did 30 damage, but... Okay, I think with Wraith form, realistically, we could kill this guy before our dex becomes a problem. But it's a bit of a gamble, but that's what the card's there for. We'll burst Adrenaline. It's not like he's doing any more damage. You should probably strike while the iron's hot. Okay, I'm going to Glass Knife, and I'm actually just going to Phantasmal Killer immediately after that. We only get 1 more turn, so we got to do 20 damage to you on this turn, and that's extremely easy. Thank God. Okay. Leg Sweep is really, really good, even with the nerf that it had recently. What the heck do we upgrade? Envenom is extra energy to a huge degree, so that's usually like my #1 choice, but a little wary about where we sit right here. The start of each combat game 1 artifact. I quite like that. I think it's better on the Ironclad just because then Flex is like a permanent huge strength increase. Pretty easy choice to lose 4 gold. Oh, dude, of course, don't be a fool. Innate Afterimage also solves any block-related problems we might be having. Dude, am I freaking out? Or did they recently add more eyes to this guy? At first, when it said not enough energy, I got very, very upset. I'm not afraid to acknowledge that I had a little bit of anger in my heart when it said not enough energy. Okay. We do not need Grand Finale. In Grand Finale, people wear shoes on their hands and hamburgers eat people. We've said it many times. We've said it once. We've said it a million times. Burst Leg Sweep is okay, but I think I would rather Burst Cloak and Dagger. We at least take 10 damage off the table. Yeah, this Innate Afterimage is going to save us. Well, it's going to save us some heartache, at least. Let's put it that way. 9 damage. With Storm of Steel, we'll use Die, obviously. But then I'm thinking, like, Phantasmal. Is Phantasmal worth playing? Probably. And then if we draw, like, any attacks on our next turn, we're good. I'm just trying to stack up not only damage, but Envenom damage as well. Unload, Cloak and Dagger. These should get the kill. I was going to say if they don't, Corpse Explosion will, but didn't matter. Accuracy seems fair. I mean, this run seems really decent so far. I don't know if we need to use the Explosion Potion. I gotta think about it. Like, if we play Afterimage, Adrenaline, then we get a Bullet Time. Die is gonna do 13 damage to all enemies. That's an insult. It was also extremely loud when it made that noise there. So you're dead, you're dead. It turns out it was not an insult. That was actually a golden gift. My mistake. This is a tough one. I feel like Eviscerate is possibly playable, and so is Acrobatics, to be fair, but we haven't had to worry about draw too much. But that might change. Well, who's our boss? This lord. I would rather take a chance on another potion, I think, than Really, like, the only enduring legacy of leg sweep would be that this guy would have one extra turn of weakness. It's not horrible, but it's not really important either. I think we will try to do a Storm of Steel. And if we can do Envenom Storm of Steel, I'm pretty sure this guy is gonna... He's gonna flip. Still, 2 enemies with 28 damage each, or 28 HP each is a little wonky. Bullet time, accuracy, tools of the trade. I think we gotta accept we're probably gonna take a hit here. 16, 12. Realistically, we probably would rest before the boss anyway. I think it's a good sign for my my development in this game. That's what the pediatrician said when I went in. He said, first off, do you want a lollipop? You've been a very good boy. You didn't cry when we gave you a vaccine. I wanted to tell you your Slay the Spire progress is really good. And I said, thank you, doctor. I don't know why this is taking on a weird undertone. It's more of it's my own fault, but still, simultaneously. I was going to say it's a good sign for my Slay the Spire development, I think, that I consider it like a slap in the face most of the time to have to rest. It feels like resting is wrong. Alright, let's get it perfect here. So this is free energy, which is excellent. We should definitely, in my opinion, we should play Envenom. And if we could Nightmare, like actually Nightmare... I have to think, though. Because Nightmaring Die is fine, except for the fact that our blocks are going to be a problem. You don't really want to Nightmare 3 Doppelgangers. You can Nightmare a bunch of... These will cost 1, but you can Nightmare some bursts, and I guess be relatively happy. But this guy's going to pivot, I'm pretty sure. Well, we'll get 1 turn without having to worry about his thorns. So it would be nice to play, like, accuracy for certain. We don't really care about double damage. Block is, like, a little bit more critical. I weirdly enough feel that, like, a Storm of Steel is probably the right call. Making him lose some strength, also possibly the right call, but... This is... It's mostly about poison right now, to be honest. Yeah, it's mostly about applying 5 poison. Turns out... not that big of a deal. So leg sweep puts us into the safe zone. If we take 2, we'd still be fine, but we're only taking 1. Good stuff. I mean, it seems like if we draw right, a perfect is going to be well within the bounds of realism right now. He's only doing 12 damage. So, I mean, we could afford to hit him with this. The discards are helping out, too. Alright, so next attack is the bad one, and he's no longer weak, but we could make him weak. And I think we will. I don't really want to play a Malaise for 0. It's a good enough card, it's not worth just exhausting from the deck. You know this, obviously, by now, if you've watched any length of this game. I think actually, like, Glass Knife Phantasmal Killer. How do we win at this point? A Storm of Steel. Oh no, he got the thorns already. I was gonna say a Storm of Steel would do some great work, but instead, we are gonna take damage, because I am a fool. That hurts. That hurts a great deal. I had too many bursts in the deck. $16. I'm not gonna hit you. I think you're good. This is... Why do you have to treat me like this? We should have done, and again, we're lucky we didn't take damage here, but we should have done a burst leg sweep for more weakness. But I thought I would maybe do a corpse explosion, except I didn't have the energy for it. If you must know. The only thing I'm disappointed about is the damage we took on the boss fight. Everything else is going okay. It's kind of an unremarkable run so far. We added a little bit more damage, attacks that cost 0 do 3 additional damage. So far, it seems like the Shiv build is definitely viable. I can't say if it's right, but it is what I play every single time, so I'm glad it's working for us. At least I acknowledge it. That's what I'm saying. I'm just thinking, like, what's worth more? Backflip into 2 draw with a cloak and dagger, or a leg sweep. I think because of Afterimage, we stand to gain more on this. And we're just playing that for 1 block. We still take 5, and we did 7. That's a really bad, like, economy of action. But it could be worse. As we're seeing right now. Alright, now we take 12. Extremely terrible. Finally, we have, like, a good turn, it feels like. Accuracy. I think we could just play Storm. But Glass Knife is so much better. And I mean, Unload is so much better, but Unload loses you the Storm of Steel. Alright. Once we get the right draw, the economy comes out ahead for us. But it takes us a while to get there sometimes. So I'll hit you with this. 10 damage. 6 poison. I don't mind it, because it's actually 11 damage. You might think that Phantasmal Killer's better optics. I think both of them will probably get the kill. Now we want... Without an energy relic, like... And that's why I was a little greedy, just taking the Shiv Enabler right off the bat. I didn't even think about what might actually be like a more appropriate choice. We're gonna take 3 from this. Which I should not have done. We need, I don't know what we need, to be honest. If we could make a Storm of Steel innate, we would have a lot less problems, I think. Give me Bullet Time first. Envenom. Burst, Cloak and Dagger. Now we got some real stuff going on. Thankfully we have enough block, because, it's actually a pain in the butt. I'm thinking, like, you just ice this guy. We have enough block anyway. These birds can be a real, garbage fire if your deck's not built right. Let me just go straight for the jugular. I'm a little wary. It's all... The thing is, certain future just scares the crap out of me. We could probably malaise and never have to take damage again, but we could also just, you know, never take damage again just by playing blocks as well. So it's kind of a tough call. And by tough, I mean every option works equally well. I guess you would describe that as a good situation most of the time. With certain future, you're just wary about the way that things work out, you know? You could pretty easily find yourself in a horrible spot if you just get the Clockwork Souvenir, which is this. Wrist Blade. I refuse. I know Enloth is probably worth it. 99% of the time I take that. But not for one of my 2 enabling relics, you madman. Anyway, what I was gonna say, if you can Nightmare me some Glass Knives, we might be able to make something happen there. And I'm tempted to pop a Steroid Potion, but it really feels like we should pop both Steroid Potions simultaneously and, like, ruin this dude's life forever. Or not this dude, but maybe the next dude. Anyway, all I'm saying is that a bad order could make everything go wrong. Realistically, we're not going to play 3 Glass Knives. I'm happy to have them. We have to do 21 damage. Okay, well, still pretty good. 7 block. We're never going to get there with Shivs, I think, realistically. So I'm going to weaken him to make sure that we're safe, and then we're going to get him next turn, and that's not going to be a problem, I think, but, yeah. I still have never really learned the right way to kill this guy, embarrassingly enough. Dude's going to live for 1 more turn as well. It continues to be extremely embarrassing, but, you know, To some extent, my entire career is a little bit embarrassing. Grown man playing video games on the internet, getting yelled at by strangers for doing arithmetic that I learned in the 3rd grade incorrectly. I'm not saying I'm not in the wrong there. I'm just saying, you know, you got to recognize where you come from here. Oh, NL, you're a bastion of entertainment. I really appreciate it. You're the #1 background noise generator on YouTube. And I'm like, that's very kind of you. I might be maybe like the number 13 background noise generator on YouTube. I would accept that, though. I take that as a badge of honor. I think we gotta weaken him. This should open us up to be able to attack him next turn. A little bit, at least. Okay, we want to play that. Okay, I will die. We're gonna take a little damage in the process, and I'm starting to eye up these steroid potions with a little bit of... we can rest after this. Disregard. Okay, 21. I think we're gonna... We bullet time and... Choke and then bullet time, I should say. Yeah, we're gonna be safe. It's not a whole heck of a lot of damage, except now that I remember that we've got the accuracy and the wrist blade, it actually is a lot of damage. Each one of those shivs was basically like 15 damage when paired with the choke. You ever consider like not being a jerk and not doing as much damage as you're doing? Because it's a pain in the butt. Another 5. We will have to rest. Still 20 damage. Good lord. I'm only playing these for block. And actually, now that I think about it, we didn't have to play that last one. But good God, please. I beg you. You're dead to the blade dance. I was thinking about, like, do we play the backflip first? Don't we? Doesn't matter. Okay. Okay. Warpaint. Bullet time and doppelganger. I really want to upgrade glass knife, which is not what Warpaint does. So I guess I shouldn't worry about it so much. Do we have to rest? We probably should. Just to be safer. Shuriken. Turnip. It kind of sounds like Shuriken. It shares some of the letters. I think we can get down with an infinite blades. And we don't even need to make it an 8. Heal 25 or choose 1 card to add to your deck. We'll add accuracy again. Even though I did see Terror is a great choice. But a lot of bosses, they have ways of getting around it, unfortunately. Alright, well, usually you're still going to play After Image first. This turn 1 is pretty bad. We have to wait for our moment. This should be our moment, to some extent. We take no damage. We can fight the boss with 66, depending on what boss it is. It's a little nerve-wracking. But we do have, now that I think about it, we basically have 1 turn with 10 strength up. If we just pop that whenever we have Storm of Steel, on the boss fight, not now. I don't want to say we can't lose, but it seems to make it very unlikely that we would lose. Might not be able to kill him first turn, but if we got shivs that do like 30 damage each, seems to me like it puts us in a worthwhile situation. I don't know why the game's getting a little framey. Accidentally leave X-Plane open in the background. I was gonna say wouldn't be the first time. I'm just gonna be honest. It actually would be the first time. I'm gonna do... it's tough. You know, he's gonna hit me anyway. Or he's gonna hit me with the debuff anyway. One of the debuffs, at least. We might as well... Oh, no, it's Snecko, so we're not gonna get hit with the debuff, which is awesome. What I was gonna say is just play both accuracies in case you get... Storm of Steel, which we didn't, but still pretty good. We will definitely not take damage. Dude, a 15 damage shiv on turn 2. That's the kind of stuff dreams are made of. I think we'll just hit you. At some point, you gotta accept, like, This guy doesn't have a whole lot going in his favor right now. Also remember, unload, dude. It basically gives you a crap ton of block. And I normally don't use that word because it's a vile, not pejorative, but it's a curse. If my mom heard me say crap load, she would be like, where did I go wrong in raising this guy? And I would say, shut up, B! And she would be like, that's the boy I raised. Okay, he's still in there somewhere. We will back... We might not need to backflip, but if we don't backflip, then we're going to play a leg sweep. Play a leg sweep too weak. Well, it could have been a contender. You're going to do 15 damage. I'll take a little. I think it's probably right. Unfortunately. I think this is how you do it. And I don't even think it's that bad. Because the discard is going to help us get pretty close. Yeah, it's roughly the same as last turn, except we actually did some damage, which is nice. This is your time to strike. So you will, like, absolutely smack and draw. That was 1 extra damage, which is obviously extremely valuable. You cannot enfeeble me, in the traditional sense. And let me know if you've heard this one before. Little leg sweep cloak and dagger. Seems to get the job done as long as the job is very, very slowly dying. Definitely you play choke first. Yeah, I don't know if I could have messed this up too much worse. Either way, we got the kill. It's an indication of the fact that we were ahead. Not an indication of the fact that I was doing any good. You know what? Slice, because it synergizes with Wrist Blade. I don't like resting here, but I'm going to do it anyway, which makes me a hypocrite, kind of like the best of both worlds sort of situation. I can never be wrong if I say that I don't like resting, but I'm doing it anyway. It insulates me from consequences here for being incorrect. So I can't use... I can use the steroid potions, but I'd really rather wait until we got, like, you know... If not both accuracies, at least a vulnerability out there. I don't know what I was hoping to draw, but... oh, that's right. Well-laid plans choose 2 cards to retain. Leg Sweep is pretty useful. I mean, if we burst Leg Sweep is 22 block, and it'll purge both of his problems there. But we also, because we played After Image... I actually... how many cards do we play here? I'm like, how do we get to 22 block? Oh, dude, they're doing 22 damage. Don't be an absolute fool. Burst, Leg Sweep. That's 22 block, plus all the cards you played. Now, next turn, oh, buddy. Steroid Potion. Don't take accuracy. It's unfortunate, because I was hoping for a little bit more, but I'm thinking, well, we're not going to attack this guy on this turn. So maybe just focus on his little minions first. Here's the thing. I think we definitely play Die. I think we play Phantasmal. We can get away with not playing Tools of the Trade if we want to. But if I play it, you're not going to be dead. But you're going to be dead next turn, which is kind of like a delayed card draw. Unfortunately, you took Doppelganger, so I hate you forever. I could malaise you. I could celebrate you, baby. I could malaise you like I should. I'm not gonna. I'm kind of going for broke here. Don't do it. 12 damage. 12 damage! Oh, we've done it. Okay, that's how you maintain a perfect in today's workaday world. How did that work? Now the accuracies come out, and like, a Shiv does 15 damage. It's a very foreign concept. I would have liked to have played Alchemize, but... Next turn. Maybe we can get 3 steroid potions. Alright, you're doing 50 damage. One of these days, I'll get to attack you. Because we... You know what? If we're going to take damage, we might as well... Well, but we don't have Storm of Steel, so we might as well not do what I was about to say. I We're going to put up some block. We have Storm of Steel in hand. I am an idiot. Anyway, it doesn't matter, because this is when he takes the turn off, your day off is my day on. Alright, so it's very simple. What do? Certainly you Blade Dance. After that, I think you just, 24 damage each. I think these are worth as much as a Shiv times 2. So, oh, but it'll cost us the energy, so we can't do it. You Storm of Steel first. And then smack, 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 smack. I wish we hadn't taken the damage we did, but, dude, that was fine. Waited a little too long to... Can no longer rest. Ugh. I think... No energy relic scares me, but... We know what we want to get rid of. Grand Finale is garbage. Well, that was the one that I wanted to get rid of. I feel like 1,000 cuts is okay, but... Phantasmal's been useful. We can get rid of Corpse Explosion. Let's get rid of Alchemize. I saw a Backstab in there, so I'm a pretty happy man, because that synergizes with Wrist Blade. Alright. Well, we're still alive. And actually, it's not even that we're still alive. Like, that makes it sound like things are very dire, which I would not say I agree with being the case. You know, I don't want to start off on the wrong foot here, if possible. 4 free block takes us to 14. I will kill this guy, but it is going to lead to us taking some damage. You know what? What does he do, though? He just fills our deck with dazes, right? I'm okay with that. Kill him next turn instead of taking damage. It's a bit of a weak start, and now killing these guys is going to be a real pain in the butt, but it is what it is. I don't want to play anything. Yeah, okay, well, it burns me up a great deal. But if we can get some block, the story will change. See, what I said was if we can get some block, the story will change. Would just like to be able to gain some block, perhaps via the use of a leg sweep or a cloak and dagger. Here we go. I can't use the other cloak and dagger yet. Ah! Okay. It's good. Every time you play a card, you are dealing some damage. This guy does 7 damage to you every time he hits you. That's a slap in the face. This seems like a nightmare. Please give me Wraith form. He's doing 11 damage. Okay, 7 poison. Thank you. That's extremely helpful. Now, some block. I don't care if my hand is full. I don't know, man. I guess I will play a Storm of Steel. We have 18 block. Oh, no, we have 36 block. Okay, just... You can probably ice one of these fools. You can hit this guy once. You can hit him one more time. Okay. I don't want to hit him one more time. I'm willing to let nature take its course. Play 3 cards, if possible. Like 1, 2... You know what? We're not taking damage. I know this seems terrible, but like... He's dead to poison now. That was a terrible fight where we took no damage. It's a big contrast to most of our fights, which are good and I get my butt kicked. We don't poison that much. To be honest, we already have too many chokes. 1. Turn 1's always a little dicey. 2 energy left. I think if we do this... Then we're actually just going to malaise the stronger enemy, or the enemy the more likely to live. Sure, we will end up taking 1 damage. I feel like this is an underpowered daily, and I'm kind of happy to see it, to be honest, because we've had a few extremely good ones in a row. So we know Die 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 is probably acceptable. I really think Crippling Cloud is our best option. I know we're taking 11. That's a lot of damage to take. But I think it makes the economy work a little better for you. So you're all coming back to life. That's fine. And we're taking no damage. Let's plan for the future. I think it's pretty clear this is a little bit of a slog. We don't quite have the Wombus Combus for Shivs yet, that I see at least. It feels, honestly, like more of a poison deck. Like we're putting up decent amounts of block, guaranteed thanks to the after image, and then we're just waiting for enemies to die of natural causes. I think this is a fantastic turn for Wraith form. Unfortunately, I think we're still going to take some damage. Yeah, I can't break through anybody's block. We're going to take one. Big whoop. Wraith form, you know, I used to not understand it or like it at all. Now it's like, even though I haven't used it that much in this deck, I think it's like the most important silent card. See, the thing is, I would just like to, if possible, kill both of you. I realize that's not something we can guarantee, but if you were nice, you would let me do it. I would really appreciate the support. I totally forgot we had Orichalcum as well. Because with After Image, we never use it. Here's the thing. I like that we have a rest opportunity. I hate the fact that the elite is marooned away from the rest opportunities. As far as our first turns go, that one was actually really good. We can't become frail, which is nice. Let's get rid of Phantasmal. And I think this guy has so much HP, it makes it very tough to play 1,000 cuts, but, you know, I don't know, maybe we'll play 70 cards against him. I actually think Nightmare is okay here. Like, what if you Nightmare into a bunch of slices? No, that's stupid. I'm sure that there's a use case for this card that I've just never considered. I don't know what the heck it is, but Malaise and After Image are not a dream team, I'll admit. So Wraith form is unnecessary here. That's an easy dump. If I could play Envenom and Storm of Steel, that would be my turn. Instead, I think we do it like this. I really want Envenom to be out there because the poison stack is like much more valuable than the getting 1 damage on every single card played, but slowly we're working him down, no question about it. Now I think we're probably better off playing a Malaise here. Giving him -2 strength. Or no, it was only -1 strength. You know, we probably want to keep a Wraith form. Although, I'm looking at it and I'm like, do we need it? And the answer is yes. Are you dumb? Not you. I'm asking him, am I dumb? With Wraith form now, we can go for Shivs. Pretty easy focus, I hope. Yeah, he's done. Was the boss? I thought it was Dona Deca. I'm trying to think. Do we have any chance against Dona Deca? I don't think we don't have a chance. I hate that they start with artifacts. I'm actually almost tempted to spend 190 gold on Mask of the, just the red mask. This. Oh my god, we're gonna take so much damage. Okay, pop that for certain. We do have 1 Thorn Lord, but that's not that bad. We're actually going to take no damage. As crazy as it might seem, 1 is dying, and we got the discard blocks. And when I said no damage, what I meant was 5. It's a weird quirk of Canadian math. Most people aren't aware, but 5 is 0 up in Canada. It's like whenever you hear the band Five for Fighting. You know, they sang that, I can't stand to fly, I'm not that naive. You know, those guys. Up here, we were like, what do you mean 0 for fighting? That's a 5-minute major. Wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense. We could have afforded to play die. So we'll keep it and just play it next turn, which will almost certainly kill him, but we're going to need some blocks in the interim period as well. Well, we'll just do it like this then. I'm just telling you straight up, like, it's very clear the back half of this run is going to take some time. I will fight a boss from Act 1. I think it's very telling. Most of the time that this happens, I go, sweet, fight a boss from Act 1. Like, obviously. This time, I'm going, well, I don't think it's going to be hard, but I think it's not going to be as easy as we would like either. So we're going to burst the leg sweep on this guy. And you know what? I think, well, we have the opportunity. You just melees him. And we got lucky. You know, because of that, like, we're holding tight here. Which is an expression we use up here all the time as well. Holding tight. It's like, it's a sailing term. You wouldn't understand. We still have the artifact, so we could bullet time and still draw, but I don't think that's that good. But we do want to play everything, so should have done it earlier for choke meta. Maybe this is going to be better than expected. Like, it's clearly not going badly so far. He's weak for 7 turns. I'm not even worried about the burns in the deck. Like, that's basically worth nothing. Dude, I hate popping in Venom in this situation. Like, I'd rather just Glass Knife. Like, do some raw damage. Especially with our Shivs doing so much. Like, it takes a lot of... It takes a lot of poison to make up for these Shivs doing so much damage. I think he's just dead as heck. So we'll get a relic for it. I gotta be honest, we're very relic light. We have like 9 relics. Thread and Needle is so good. And in hindsight, we probably should have taken the poison. Because it does a good job of purging artifacts. So I'm just going to double the usefulness of 1,000 cuts, because, you know, Lord knows we'll probably end up playing it at some point anyway. Gremlin Horn is useful on the way to the boss. Not useful for the boss as much, but... You know, I'm not going to cry about it. Thanks to Gremlin Horn, this is free, which means we can play Storm of Steel afterwards if we want, and we do. Well... You know, if you want an example of wrong order, there's one right there, but... I think that works. I mean, it works so we don't take damage, but it's still kind of annoying in the process. Just remember, you got block. You got 4 block by default every single time now. Wow, we're going to take a nasty hit here. 6. Not that bad. Again, I immediately forgot about the plated armor. As, you know, you probably would expect that I would. I got a habit in Slay the Spire, no question about it. Not paying attention to the little things all the time. My first instinct was, what if we just Nightmare Backstab? This is why it's very helpful to take a moment to just stand back and be like, do I really want to do that? Because the answer to that question would be absolutely not. So I think that was the right play to take as little damage as possible, aka 0. Or as we say in Canada, 5. Look, the bit's going nowhere, I'm sorry. 16. Because of the discards, I think... Oh, and Gremlin Horn giving us extra draw. Yeah, we should be okay. We're taking no damage. Just little fights like this, like the Gremlin Horn, makes our life 100 times easier. Are we going to take damage? 16. If we... No, we're not. So we should just attack you. Yeah, get everybody as weak as possible. I hate it. Honestly, well, you're dead. I could... This pays for itself, so I think it's worth playing that. And I was originally just going to pop Wraith Form, but... And maybe we should have. Because there's not... Well, you know what? Gambler's Brew is a very low-tier potion. I really just need to hit you with something. You'll die. And then you're doing not enough to really scare us. Alright, alright. I don't care. Sure, hold him. Basically, I have to hit you with 1/2 of a Shiv on the next turn. Oh, upgraded prepared I'm fine with. Now, this is my favorite elite to fight on this floor, bar none. Now, will that guarantee that we take no damage? Absolutely not. Are we going to kill an enemy on this turn? No. Does Storm of... Let's see. Storm of Steel is going to give us 12 block. So it's like playing a leg sweep. And then we're going to get 4 extra attacks out of it. We're going to take 3 damage. I think that was the right course of action. And I'm actually going to take this. So maybe we can upgrade when we go to the campfire. 31 damage. I think you definitely slice. You obviously bullet time. Let's get rid of malaise. And as ridiculous as it might sound, I think unload is unnecessary. 22 damage. We're going to get hit again. For 8. We should be able to get some Gremlin Horn action in on this turn. Okay, so I will play 1,000 Cuts. I will play Envenom. Now our shivs are incredible. And we're not going to be at full HP when we leave, but we might be like 2 HP down, depending on the way that it goes. Although, I'm just straight up, like, this is terrible for us. Yeah, so we're going to take quite a nasty hit yet again. Just due to bad draw. 10 damage. Sorry, 12 damage. And, I mean, you're deceased. Bronze Scales. Not particularly what I'm looking for. It's another... It's not a Jawworm, sorry. It's the Maw. I'm not apologizing to you. I'm apologizing to him. Okay? No. Because now we can keep Storm of Steel. Okay, this is a good turn. Adrenaline, it's a very good turn. You get Envenom out there, and you can also play... At this point, you probably just do that. Now, I really wish that I'd been able... I probably should have just stored Storm of Steel, huh? Life goes on. I gotta say, even 2 damage per card is still a little bit underwhelming in the whole scheme of things. Ah, it's like it's so weak, but sure. I'll do it. Like, the turns it takes to set up the shivs are very frustrating. I'm not really complaining, so to speak. I'm just saying, like... I'm just saying a negative opinion. We're going to take a little bit more damage. Well, we're going to have to rest before the boss fight regardless, so... It is what it is. You should be super dead. I've become increasingly skeptical that it was the right course of action for us to go Shiv build. But we're kind of, you know, It's not like we can pivot now. Moreover, it looks like it, in my opinion, is a pretty okay chance to win. This is tough, because I think Toolbox is great, but, I mean, Apotheosis, who says no? We haven't been able to upgrade very much, so to just be able to upgrade every card in our deck in one fell swoop feels pretty nice. We didn't draw it on turn 1, so it was a complete friggin' waste. So I'm going to accept we're not going to get it perfect, and then what I'm going to do is purge, as you've seen right there, all of the artifacts that these guys have. We really, in my opinion, we just got to get ahead of the curve. So we obviously want to keep Adrenaline. We might dump a Cloak and Dagger and maybe actually a Storm of Steel on this turn. We don't have the Adrenalines out, or sorry, the accuracies out there yet. We can afford the Bullet Time. I think that's pretty good here. Alright, we take no damage. We're rolling over 4 cards and 4 energy. Alright, well, you have to play Apotheosis. You probably have to play Accuracy. You should play Envenom. Now, if we could get away with taking no damage, I would consider... It wasn't really a great turn for damage's sake, although clearly not terrible either. Yo, that was pretty good, actually. Keep Die, and keep Backflip just in case, I guess. But now we've got all of our cards out there that are supposed to help us out in this kind of situation, more or less. I love all of these, but maybe dump Infinite Blades, play an Accuracy. Okay, now we go to town. We should win. Once you get the Donut dead, it's over. And I really think we might not have lost, but things would have looked like a worse optic chance for a win were it not for that Apotheosis pickup. Oh, I love when you take a turn off. Now I gotta think. I really think if you Phantasmal and then Storm of Steel for your next turn, I'll just call it. I think this is one of the least powerful dailies we've had that's gonna win in a long time. We desperately want to hit enemies. I'm very disappointed we have no attacks because we have Phantasmal Killer. I'm actually gonna burst Leg Sweep. We take no damage, but it does waste Phantasmal. Oh my god. Dude, it's been a long... yeah, Bullet Time. It's been a long daily today. I mean, we're at 53 minutes. This is how I started my day on a fine Sunday, and we're finally done with it. What do we get? 732 damage on a win? This is a slap in the face. People are going to think I lost. We're in 1500th place. What the heck happened? Well, for now, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I will see you next time.